นะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะนะโมตัสสะภะคะวะโตอะระหะโตสัมมาสัมพุทธัสสะข้าพเจ้าขอน้อมนมัสการต่อองค์สมเด็จพระสัมมาสัมพุทธเจ้าวันนี้เป็นวันอังคารที่23เมษายน2567ตรงกับวันขึ้น15ค่ำเดือน5หัวข้อที่จะพูดวันนี้จะพูดถึงเรื่องพรหมวิหารโดยจะเน้นข้อสุดท้ายก็คืออุเบกขาแต่ว่าก่อนที่จะพูดถึงเรื่องพรหมวิหารหลวงแม่ขอต้อนรับอาจารย์ Professor Brooke Chetnek นะคะซึ่งเดินทางมาจากอเมริกาเพื่อที่จะมาทำงานวิจัยเพิ่มเติมจากงานวิจัยเดิมของท่านเป็นอาจารย์ที่อเมริกาก็จริงแต่ว่าอยู่เมืองไทยมานานแล้วก็รู้จักหลวงแม่มากกว่า10 ปีละมากกว่า10 ปีมาแล้วนะคะแล้วอาจารย์คราวนี้อาจารย์มาเยี่ยมประเทศไทยอีกแล้วก็มาสัมภาษณ์หลวงแม่เพื่อที่จะทำงานวิจัยต่อแล้วก็ขออนุญาตสัมภาษณ์หลวงพี่ด้วยนะคะเพราะฉะนั้นหลวงแม่ก็บอกอาจารย์รู้ว่าคนที่จะคุยด้วยได้นะน่าจะเป็นหลวงพี่วนาแต่หลวงพี่วนาไม่อยู่นะไม่สบายอาพาธไม่สบายกับอาพาธไม่เหมือนกันไหมไม่เหมือนเหรอฮะไม่เหมือนเหรออ๋อจริงๆเหรอไม่เหมือนเหรอหมาอาพาธไหมหมาไม่สบายแล้วคนไม่สบายอ๋อขนาดนั้นนะความเข้าใจของหลวงพี่ก็เพี้ยนไปอาพาธคือไม่สบายพี่พระไม่สบายกับพระอาพาธเท่านั้นเองไม่ได้มากมายกว่านั้น just teasing her asking whether ไม่สบาย and อาพาธ is it the same she said it's different ไม่สบาย is just ordinary sickness but อาพาธ is really severe sickness but they always say หลวงแม่อาพาธหลวงแม่เจ็บหนักเลยแต่ยังพูดอยู่จ้อยๆเนี่ยเจ็บหนักนะตกลงหลวงแม่อาพาธนะอาพาธทั้งนั้นก็เจ็บหนัก You know Thai language is that we have 3 classes in our language which makes it more difficult for you for the foreigners one class is commoner one class is monk or monastic and one class is a royal family so these 3 classes signifies by particularly the verb so she is confused with the word อาพาธ อาพาธ is used for พระไม่สบาย we say พระอาพาธ but she said oh it must be severe illness พระไม่สบายธรรมดาไม่สบายธรรมดาน้อยๆเล็กน้อย so I said wash this machine it caught virus ไม่สบาย is อาพาธ for พระอาพาธโยมไม่สบายจบไปยัง oh sometimes it is not easy to teach people who have complicated function in their head just to welcome you Brooke and also to explain to you about Dr. Kanchana just recited certain verses this is invitation for Aratanatham invitation for the monks or for the monastics monk could be Bhikkhuni to give Dharma talk but in the Buddhist tradition they don't just simply say I invite you to give Dharma talk they refer to the Buddha's time just like how the Buddha when the Buddha was enlightened this Brahma came Sahampati Brahma came and Kat Anchali Antivarang Ayajata bow and kneel down and bow to the Buddha and ask the Buddha to please consider giving Dharma talk to the people. Of course, the Buddha was considering at that time, and Brahma could read the Buddha's mind. The Buddha was kind of hesitating whether to preach, to make known his discovery, his spiritual discovery or not. Because people are like this, apart or mesabai like this, very confusing. People are of different classes, of different grades. Maybe they will not understand, they will not appreciate his spiritual discovery. Maybe he just simply passed away quietly. In that case, he will become the silent Buddha. So the Buddha considered, and Brahma offered again example or comparison that people's understanding of Dharma would be something like the lotus, down in the mud, up in the water, above the water. And the fourth one is ready to open the petals, just waiting for the warmth of the sunlight, and this lotus will be blossoming like this, just like an enlightened person. A person who is just about to be enlightened needs just a small, a small reminder from the Buddha. They will be enlightened, and the teaching of the Buddha will benefit this particular group. Though in the mud, the lotus in the mud will eventually be eaten by turtle and by fish. ระวังจะถูกกินโดยเต่าและปลานะถ้าเราเป็นดอกบัวที่อยู่ในโคลนตมนะไม่ได้ผุดไม่ได้เกิดใช่ไหมในท้ายที่สุดเป็นอาหารเต่าและอาหารปลาหลวงแม่ไม่ได้พูดเองนะหลวงแม่ไม่ได้พูดเองในที่เขาสวดเมื่อกี้นะคะระวังไอ้ความเข้าใจของเรานะคนนี้ฉลาดเกินหลวงพี่เนี่ยฉลาดเกิน she's above average in her wisdom so always เกิน is above what is needed. So the Buddha accepted the invitation of Brahma that yes, finally he would preach. So just like how Brahma invited the Buddha to give Dharma, now Venerable, I invite you to give Dharma. That's what she said. She did the verse in Pali and then another verse in Thai, translating the verses in Pali, which is beautiful. It's beautiful. So I always, it is always an excuse for me to begin my Dharma talk by being reminded that I need to give Dharma to my students. But every time when I'm seated on this Dharma asana of Dharma, this Dharma doesn't come to me by myself. I have to always pay respect to the Buddha. อันนี้จะอธิบายให้เนนฟังนะคะเวลาที่เทศทุกครั้งแสดงธรรมทุกครั้งต้องขึ้นนะโมตัสสะด้วยความเคารพในองค์สมเด็จพระสัมมาสัมพุทธเจ้าธรรมะที่เราเข้าใจนะเป็นธรรมะที่เราเข้าใจเพราะว่าท่านมีเมตตาชี้แนะเรานะคะ Last night we were talking about Brahma Vihara and last night I focused on mudita that it seems easy but it is not easy to practice.But I told them also that it is punya that you can reap. You can reap each day. If you have mudita, you can have many punya because it is somebody else's doing. But you feel so good. Oh, it's so good that you have done this. Anumotana sadhu. You already partake the punya that somebody is doing. So mudita is that kind of joy that you allow your mind to rise.Every time when you see somebody is doing something good, oh, motana sadhu, it expresses in your physical body also, the way you feel, oh, motana sadhu, the humbleness of the body and the joy that rises in your heart and you smile, oh, motana sadhu, you are joyful for others' happiness, for others' success. This is something that you can read on a daily basis. So please,Try to understand this mudita. Someone is doing something good. It is good as an act. It is good because that person is doing it. It is good for you to be joyful, to see good things, good action. So last night I was focusing on mudita, but today I shift to Upekkha to explain to you or to share with you how Thai people often miss the point.completely missed the point. Thai people always say Upekkha. Upekkha for Thai people is, I would say, is negligence. Upekkha will come. Upekkha will be reality only when you have already metta, loving kindness, compassion, mudita. Then Upekkha. Someone is fighting. The husband is beating up the wife just in front of our temple gate.And you say, oh, that's too bad, that's their bad karma, they serve their bad karma. This is not Upekkha. And then they feel, they think that they feel equanimity. by saying that, oh, that's their bad karma, too bad for me. In Bodhisattva's precept, if you are in a position to stop that beating, and if you don't do it, you transgress your own precept. Is that interesting? You see this mindset of Mahayana. You see the mindset of Bodhisattva. So when you receive Bodhisattva's vow, you expand the understanding. Not just Upekkha, I'm not doing anything, I have not done this bad act, I'm not beating anyone, therefore I am happy in my observing 5 precepts. No, you don't have metta, karuna, and suddenly you say you are Upekkha. Yes, so first you have to have metta, express it. You have karuna, you express it. You try to help, you already, just last month or something, a car passed by and it caught fire on the street, on the highway, just down this road. And we stopped chanting. We were chanting up here. We stopped chanting because it's such a big fire, And I said, let's see what we can help, But in fact, we as a small human being, we cannot help. We need much more big. The police would come with a big force, to stop the fire. Telling you about this car is very interesting. This car was driven by half Korean. The driver was a lady, half Korean, and she could not feel the brake from that intersection. But when she passed, as soon as she passed our temple, the brake came. The brake started to work. That was how she stopped her car, and she got all the 6-7 passengers in that car out before the fire actually blew up. So we know this because after a week, the driver came and she was looking for medicine Buddha, which she had in her mobile phone. And she was asking if this temple has that medicine Buddha. So we took her to the medicine Buddha, and she realized that she and all those 6-7 lives were literally saved by maybe her connection with the Buddha to help her. She got right here. I mean, she could literally find the grave as soon as they passed the temple. So that was how. We did not say Upekkha, let them, or that's bad karma for them, We went out to see them and then tried to help in our small way, which in fact we could not help. But nevertheless, they were saved. So we often say, I have not broken my precepts, I keep my 5 precepts well. And whatever happened to them, that's their business. This understanding does not help social issues. Particularly the animals' rights. There's one particular man, he always beat up his Dalmatian dog just across from my house when I was still a lay person. And we say that it is his business. It is his it is his right, it is his dog, so we don't intervene. I think that is not right. And now when we learn more about animals' rights, we should interfere. We should stop that harm done whether to animal or to human beings. We have to do our part first. If we have done our part correctly, but still you could not help, at least you can say that you have helped. You have tried to help. You have tried to express your metta, karuna before you become upekkha. But we have many social issues going in this country, prevalent in this country, simply because we have misunderstood upekkha. It is simply our negligence, simply wang chöi. Wang chöi is not upekkha. Wang chöi is just, you don't want to get involved with it. But then what happened? What happened if that woman who is being beaten up happened to be your own daughter? Then you suddenly jump up and you try to get involved, because it is somebody else's daughter, somebody else's mother, so you allowed her to be beaten. Is that Buddhist teaching? Yes? Then we realize also That is, I, me, my mind is behind all our action. We will start helping them only when it is ours. When it is our daughter, when it is our wife, it is our mother, then we start moving around. But we have to see that this is, it goes in a big loop like this, you know. One day it might be your wife, one day it might be your daughter, you know. So whoever is being treated, ill-treated, we have to try to intervene, we have to try to help, we have to try to stop that negative action. First, we have to try first before we say Upekkha. Upekkha has been much misunderstood, much misinterpreted, and then you have this very cold-hearted society. So we have to understand the teaching of the Buddha in a new light, with a new approach, so that at least animals, human beings will not be so much exploited. Just, you know, I compare to a man who actually raped a woman. It is the same mentality of a man who burned the forest, who destroyed the forest. Deforestation started with the same quality of mind that a man could rape a woman. Same quality of mind. So when we practice as a Buddhist, we have to, before you go to Upekkha, don't jump to Upekkha. You have to start with Metta, Karuna and Mudita. Mudita is whatever punya that you can read. Very important, very important. So study, read the text, understand the text, put it into the practice, and look around us how we can help to put the teaching of the Buddha into reality, how we can actually live Dharma, how we can allow the teaching of the Buddha to seep in through our flesh, our blood, so that every time when we see something that is not right, you can intervene, and you can try to stop with Metta Karuna. You know, you're not shouting at the person who is harming others, but you have to have your own Metta Karuna in order to approach that particular case. In monastic training, when someone is doing something wrong against the monastic code, against the Vinaya, when you tell them, you must have Metta, not just shouting, not just with anger. That also is not proper. Even I as a teacher, when I teach my students, I also have to have first base, put layer of Metta Karuna in my heart before I teach them. So it's very important that you have to see the four limbs of Brahmavihara together. Do not see them as a separate. See them as all linked together. So Brahma Vihara means abode, the place where you reside. This is the residence of Brahma. If you have the four qualities all linked and all well practiced, then you can be considered Brahma Vihara, living in the Brahma abode. Yes. So don't take it lightly. Don't take it only words, you know. Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekkha, always chanting, but not quite understanding, not be truthful how to put it into practice. How much Metta, Karuna you should have, always with all panya, also with panya. Like when we were discussing whether we should bury dogs and cats in our temple or not, you know. If too much Metta Karuna without panya, then this place will be cemetery for dogs and cats. So we need to balance ourselves. So we discuss practical issues in the Sangha to see how our Sangha members understand the teaching of the Buddha. Sometimes we ask a very simple question so that it is a practice for them to actually see how we should react to certain particular issues. But always be mindful, and meditation allows you to have that tranquility of the mind, to be able to see clearer. Without meditation, it is water that has ripples on the surface, and you cannot really see down, what is underneath. So samadhi meditation does help, and it is also basic for our practice to start with meditation. And pick up Dharma topic, to scrutinize, to look at it during meditation. Then you see things clearer. Understand the issue, understand the problem, and you can identify the problem down there and then pick it up to remove it. So it comes together with panya, together with samadhi. That's why towards the last journey that the Buddha walked from Vesali to Kushinagar, the Buddha emphasized on sila, samadhi, panya. Throughout the trip, in the evening when he addressed the people who come to say goodbye to him, by that time they already knew that this will be his last walk. Sila, samadhi, panya, always. So it goes together, and then we balance understanding Brahma Vihara. Upekkha does not stand by itself. Upekkha is tied with Metta, Karuna, Mudita, and Upekkha. Yes? Okay, thank you.